This is episode 431 of the Dutch Hall. We are driving down. We're driving down in Hollywood right now. Just picked me up from my apartment, and so we're gonna get ready to do an episode while we kind of drive around the city of LA and see what we can see. Our guest with us today is comedian Michael Moses. Michael's been touring all around. He's I was lucky enough to meet up with him here in LA, and so we're going to be hitting the sights and seeing some of the things, talking a little bit about LA, and hopefully get an episode in the bank for you people.
Comedians in the car going nowhere.
Yeah. This is as good a time as any to tell you about our sponsors. If you'd like to, go check out Clean Flow. We couldn't do any of this without Clean Flow. Go to KLEENFLO.com and check out all Clean Flow's great products. And we're happy to announce we have our second Patreon supporter. So our royal family has grown. Please welcome everybody. Princess Genevieve Dubé Carpenter. She will be joining our Queen Jen Husko. And of course, the king of Clean Flow as the people that make this show run. So we're happy to have her on board. And if any other you cheap pricks want to join us and become Dutch Hall royalty, go to patreon.com/Dutch Hall. That's patreon.com/Dutch Hall. And thank you very much to our royal family. And if you'd like to give us some feedback, that's where the signal goes, Michael. And then go to thedutchhall@gmail.com or follow us on the socials. We're the Dutch Hall or Dutch Hall. And that's it for ads. Now we're going to turn down Sunset Boulevard here. We're going to head down Sunset. It's as good a strip as any because we go right through Hollywood. End up down by the Comedy Store.
It's that good one, those palm trees, that palm tree line.
Yeah.
Look at that. Billboards and palm trees.
Let's see. Show the audience that one. Yeah, dude.
That's us right there.
Yeah. That's in the future. That's me and Moses, the odd couple. So, hey, you've been trying to spread the word with your stuff. I see you're trying to get people in LA to remember your name.
Yeah, we're in LA. Do people remember people's names that, seem like nobody?
Yeah.
But, if that person gives them the time of day, ask them maybe, how are you? Or, tries to make a joke or do something, will they remember me? Will they remember my order? So I have been doing that successfully so far. It's been good, been supportive. I got like, 6 in the bank, 6 places I've done it. And like 2 are kind of, one's done, one took 8 days, that's out there online. I'm putting the other one up, and then I got 4 more on top of that, and then I'm working on another 2 as we speak.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And is it against people's nature to talk and to try to make that connection with a person? Do you find that people are just trying to get through their day most of the time, and then? I
think so, but when somebody breaks them out of that, I think it makes it. You see the little smile, you see the little crack of, thank you. Even like today, I just did I'm doing a smoothie on Venice, and the guy, he's going through the motions, and I ask people's names, I almost first day, second day, I go, hey, what's your name? And that takes them back, and then I go, nice to meet you. Yeah. And then they might ask something, The guy he asked me what I was doing, and I said, yeah, I'm working the area for a week, not knowing he's my work. That guy, I'm working him this whole time. But yeah, he broke out of that, and we talked about jet skiing. He likes that, so it's
cool when you can get a guy that you find the thing that they're into, and then all of a sudden they put their shoulders down and then they open up to you.
Yeah, you ordered the crate from that guy.
Yeah,
remember? He was going through it, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get to you when I get to you. Go. He pretty much takes your order and says, "Go away until I."
Yeah, until I finish this.
Yeah. So, when he gave me my smoothie, I, just smiled and talked to him. Yeah, but it's been good. Again, people remember me, and for whatever reason, man, I don't know what to tell you. There's many different reasons. I could try to break it down, but it's hitting with people. The social media numbers don't lie. Just what I've gotten in 2-3 months.
Yeah, I think because you're doing something good,
Yes.
that they wish more people would do.
Right. Yeah, I'm not in the food review business. I'm in the customer service review business. I'm seeing who it is that is taking your order. Like these everyday things. I think, we all go through these, everyday routines.
Yeah.
And there's people in those routines.
Yes.
What if you stopped and got their name and just, it makes your day a little bit better.
Yeah, you can get a coffee, or you can develop a relationship with the barista.
Yes.
You can actually get to know the person that's serving that coffee.
Absolutely. And if they just go, hey, like if you just walk in and go, hey, Janet, and that they know your name, big smile. This was the greatest feeling. Like, I was doing a gelato shop, and this was this girl, and I got her name Morgan, very cool. And the day I walk in, there's some people in front, and she's dealing with them. She's the only one working, so she's dealing with them. And then there's another lady, and the lady looked like she was on lunch break.
Yeah.
She had her badge and everything, and she kind of was just like, let me try this, right? And I'm sure that happens all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure, and people are like, oh, I've never had salted caramel before. It's like, stop lying, But so that happened, and Morgan told the lady, she goes, 1 second, right? She just says 1 second. She walks over, grabs a cup, grabs a spoon, into the strawberry cheesecake, scoops it, hands it to me. I didn't say a word to her yet. I just said hi, Morgan, when she was walking over, and she's like, that's for you. I'm glad. And she's like, I'm hoping you're not switching it up on me today. And I was like, nah, that's better than that. That was the best feeling, or the best thing that could have happened. Yeah. So those moments are cool, and just building like a little friendship with people. I think the saddest part is like after I'm done, I'll like leave for a couple of days, then I'll go back, but then I'm eventually leaving the city.
Yeah.
And I'll like maybe never see them again. If I'm ever back, I'll like go to see, but I don't know their work schedule. So I might make like somebody, like a nice kind of connection with somebody, and then gone forever.
But it doesn't really matter, because that connection that you had at that moment, that person felt good about themselves. You took an interest in them. Yeah. Which I think that's what it really is, right? Is that people just want someone to be interested in their story sometimes,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing is, it's cool. I think people like to see how many days it takes for them to ask me if I want the usual, but I think they like the fact that I'm just out of the high, just to go through the motion zone of, I'm trying to talk to them, get to know their name, making a friend, and then they feel like, oh, that's cool, like we went to Dirt Dog, and I was just talking to that guy up, and everybody, on the comments was like, yo, Josh was the customer, yo, he seems cool, he's awesome, and hopefully at one point it gets big enough that I leave, but then like a swarm of people. Dave Portnoy does the pizza, and he has to tell the pizza place, like, listen, I'm about to release this review. Make sure you got the dough and the sauce and all the Italian mothers in the kitchen ready, because people are going to come. So hopefully one day that I can shed light on some businesses as well.
Yeah. So are you also on the lookout for, like, if you're going to a restaurant or something, and then there's people in the restaurant, the service is just outstanding, like they're just like really making that attempt to get to know you?
Yeah.
Would you, then they would kind of just automatically jump on your list as someone you want to showcase?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Anybody. Yeah. I'm again, not, if you want food reviews, there's a lot of food review people out there. But the people who are doing, that you have to order from, that's that was LA right there.
Yeah.
Driving through the yellow. If I walk into a place and they're like cool and get to know, I'm like, oh, this is cool because I got it on camera, and then I'm gonna showcase that to people.
Yeah.
And they go, wow, like, maybe they'll want to go there just for that service, or just like, it's a cool, those interactions online, wholesome content.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just to say this. There's comedy content, you can do that, and there's people that do it really well, and there's like, clickbaity, there's thirst traps, there's like a Karen videos, like a thing, but there's also wholesome content that's there, and that's what I'm like trying to tap into. And then, through all these interactions, they get to know me, and that's what social media, just get them to know you, the authentic you.
Yes. Ooh, a Lamborghini.
Get them to know the authentic you, and then they'll support you.
Yeah.
Then they like you.
Yeah, that's the idea with this podcast too, because like people will get to know me, not just my act,
Yeah.
And then hopefully they'll want to see what I do on stage,
Yeah, it's they're like, okay, he's funny, but you're not like, it doesn't have to be on 24/7, just it doesn't have to be on.
Yeah, people know now, like people know when they're watching the show, like, I'll try to do something funny.
Yeah.
But most of the time, that's just because I get nervous if I haven't said something funny in like 5 minutes,
But then you're like, let me just do, what about if I do something real?
Yeah.
What if I get to know somebody?
That's been the best part of my show, too. It's a comedy show, but like, it's the guys who said, like, your show got me through my divorce, or your show got me through my depression, or whatever it was,
Right.
And then you're like, okay, well, then this is worth doing,
Yeah.
Like, that's a real connection. And it's not the jokes that necessarily do that. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times it's a time where I talk about my troubles when I went through, like, mental illness problems,
right,
or depression and that, and then it resonates with people because, like, they don't feel so alone in this whole thing.
That's the in and out I did.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's good. And 9 years there, right? Did those kind of comments come early on?
I would say probably like three or so years, and I would say is when I started hearing that.
It's over time they build that.
Yeah.
I listen to podcasts and I'm like, this is a part of my life. Like, there's people that go, I know Pete.
Yeah.
And there's people that, like, if they met you, I remember, like, meeting a podcast, like, person, comic that I like, and I was like, man, I have a million things I want to say. Where you're like, all right, just say hi, and then move on, because you want to go, Pete, this go to the question. And
I've had people that are like, I remember when you said this on this show, and I'm like, I have no idea that I said that,
Yeah.
But they know more about me, and they feel like they know me, like they feel like we've known each other for a long time, but I've never met them.
Right.
And then they're just like talking to me like we've been old friends,
Yeah. I think it's cool though. Like, if you do meet them, like, you can give them the time of day, but then you're like, hey, this person, they fuck with my shit, so they must be like-minded. This is a like-minded person, so all right, let's get to know them, and they go, oh, cool. And it's cool to know who your fans are. That's the craziest thing about, like, it goes big, and then doing, like, what comedy is, you get to do a live show, right?
Yeah.
And then you get to look at this audience and go, who are the people? So you're like, oh man, I'm doing all this stuff. But then, like, if you had an audience and they have like Tapo shirts and like, like all the truck ads, you're like, oh, I have a bunch of big, like, rig guy who it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I might do a live show. I don't know. It might people. I'm like, oh, all these people love anime. As I feel like.
Yeah, it's weird. I always think that too. It's like, what if I attract in my audience is just a bunch of people who I don't like,
right?
Like, and then I'd be stuck having to perform for these people I don't like.
Yeah, but
but it's not the case. You're right about that like-mindedness. Like, usually if they like you, it's because they share your sense of humor.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's important.
Hey.
Nice. That's why it's important to not like put out the energy you hope, to get back. Like, if you garner an audience off some ill shit that you did, and that's them, you're like, oh, I don't, like, I feel like there's people like, okay, you got popular off for one thing, because that's what, like, I'm doing the one thing that hit, now I'm in, right?
Yeah.
I think that's how a lot of people work. So if they had something that was kind of divisive or, pin people against each other, but that's what hit, now they're going to be that person, and now your audience is...
Yeah, you're right. And that's what's nice about what you're doing. It's like a noble cause.
Yes.
So you're going to get nice people.
Yes.
Yeah. That is cool. That's a good idea, man.
People that just want to, like, maybe are anxious and just want to, and I grew up like that, and like still like that, just like, oh man, we talk about this whole week about those people that can just talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that. Now I'm figuring out a way to do it in just 10-second things, just while you order food. We all do that.
Yeah.
So that's when you do it, is just go, yeah, I'm doing good, and put a little more personality in it.
And you're developing it like a discipline. Like you're like, because you're being so disciplined about getting these videos out. You're also, practicing being cool with meeting people.
Yeah.
You were the one that told me that when we did a show one time together. You said, Pete, you have to stay afterwards and talk to the audience, and you have to, socialize after. You can't just do your act and then go home, because this is the job. The job's making these connections and getting the people to want to follow you and want to come back to see you and stuff, and developing those relationships. Like, that advice came from you that made me realize that this is my job. Telling jokes is the fun part.
Yeah.
But my job is getting, making those relationships, because it's not comfortable for me,
Right. Yeah, because everything is building a community, building that community and building followers. And I think I learned that because of Clifford Myers at Emerson, right?
Yes.
So Cliff would host, and then you do crowd work and make jokes about people, give people nicknames.
Yeah, yes.
So they felt like they were a part of the show.
Yes.
And then after the show, we'd go to every table, and thank them, and not just like, hey, thank you. You'd go up and talk to them.
Yeah.
But you'd go to Emerson, and in the front row is gonna be Ballsack and this, and then that couple, or those roommates were coming every week. And if you met somebody and they're like, hey, I saw you at Emerson, you could go, oh, cool, what's your nickname that Cliff gave you?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's Ballsack. I'm like, oh, what's your real name? Caleb. But, he's Ballsack for whatever joke, whatever happened.
Yeah, that's cool. I think Clifford's doing that up in Coburg now, in Eastern Ontario. He's building the same sort of thing.
And I saw that, and people come out for Clifford, but love you as well. And then if you were regular in that room, that was awesome. So you got to build that community somehow. So if you just talk, and then again, you give people that time of day, and when they want to support you, then they'll share your stuff, they'll watch your thing, they're cheering you on, and
we're in the
comedy club section.
So there's the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
And then for a little bit further up will be the world famous Comedy Store. But just to show you a little tidbit.
And then you get the crazy houses.
Yeah. It's funny, on the low ground, it's like, that's where everybody who works, it lives, and on the high ground's where everyone that doesn't work live, and they have all the money on the high ground. Yeah. They don't do any other work.
No, they just look down on you.
Yeah.
It's funny, there was a video so the factories had that big poster, and they had Sebastian Maniscalco on it, and he goes, I was here 30 years ago, and doing the mics, and they hated me.
Yeah.
And now 30 years later, my face is stretched across Sunset on this billboard.
Yeah, that's how it goes, eh? It's like you can get rejected here 1,000 times, and it doesn't really matter, because you can still hit somewhere,
Yeah.
It's not really about the people who judge you. It's about if you can get enough people who get you.
Yeah.
I like that now. Now the power is kind of within the artist to go out and get the people,
Create the thing that's you, and people that, and you'll find people that, mess with it, and if they mess with you, that's cool, I'm ordering food every day at the same time at the same place.
Yeah.
People are like, man, you're cool. I'm like, and some people are like, dude, you have no life. So it's like, you get it on the phone, but as long as more people hit the like and follow button than the people that comment, dude, I feel, what the hell's You know?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You know? And I'm like,
That's what I liked about being down here is that at home I feel kind of weird about all my social media stuff. I mean my podcast because no one else does that stuff.
yeah.
But down here it's like everyone's a content creator or an influencer or something or other,
Right.
and then you see people making their stuff and it's like it's more normal, you know?
Yeah. No, everybody's, you could talk. It's a common question. Like, you could ask people, hey, what do you do? Are you in front of the camera, behind the camera?
Yeah. And everyone's working on something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're just coming up here to the Comedy Store. I don't know if I can get a shot of it, but
Like,
the end of at the end of sunset.
the hotels, billboards everywhere, palm trees, the store. I did not think it was like, I don't know if.
It's kind of at the end of the strip. Like there's not really much going on around it, but then like you said, it looks like there's tons because
it looks like there's tons going around it though. Like it looks like maybe like.
Is this good?
I feel like back in the day it wasn't a popular part. Now it's a popular part of the strip.
Yeah. So here's the store right here. The world famous Comedy Store. Pretty cool.
I can't believe they're actually making this Cocaine Bear.
What? Oh, Cocaine Bear.
People
I think that's Elizabeth Banks that's doing that movie.
It feels like it sounds like it'd be like a Sharknado, but it's not. It's just like legit. This bear that's gonna.
But I think it's a comedy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That girl's funny, man.
Yeah.
She's the one that did Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, she's very funny. I was in my hostel. There's this really old guy. He's downstairs, and they got a TV. You can watch stuff. They put the Netflix on it for everybody, and it's cool like that. And this guy was watching Nick. He was watching Zach and Miri make a porno.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the part where Elizabeth Banks and Seth Rogen are trying to get at it. That's so funny.
She's sexy too. She's like my age.
Yeah.
Too. Another age appropriate girl.
Yeah. There we go.
The one thing we have noticed down here, me and you both, was the first two comedy shows I went to with you. There was dudes there with girls that were out of their league. Watching comedy shows, like open mic comedy sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
The one place we went to was pretty much a hell room down here.
Yeah.
And there's a good-looking girl with some guy in his 30s, and every time you try to talk to him, they'd say it's complicated and all this stuff.
He was buying the drinks all night.
Yeah.
And they were there early. Like, this is a show that was going to go late, like 30 comics deep. Each doing 5 minutes and probably some doing overtime, so it's going on forever. And we got there kind of early, and they were there.
Yeah.
Sitting in the front round table,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, they're leaving, or he's definitely a comic, and just a new comic, has a girlfriend, come to this mic, I've made that mistake, bring the girlfriend to an open mic.
Last
never do that.
Her.
Yeah, or like something you're like, all right, I'm going on. Like I thought they were there like early, so he's going on first, and then they're out.
Yeah.
They're doing date night.
But as it turns out, this guy. And all the evidence points towards it is this guy hired the lady for the evening just to go, like to escort him on his arm, like to go to an open mic comedy. And she sat there like a trooper and earned every penny of whatever she
All signs do point to it because, the night before we saw the same thing, legit, like different careers, like why would they be hanging out, like some,
an
IT hospital guy, and told her to exotic dancer at a strip club, and then he had two girls. He had the beautiful redhead, beautiful blonde, and he was rubbing the redhead's back, and she was drinking the most, right?
Yeah.
The blonde was pissed, she just wanted to get out of there, but maybe she wouldn't get her money if she left. Like, cause she stormed out of the showroom like twice. And he went and checked on her, but and she came back and he was like, I'm not gonna pay you if you leave.
To be honest, I looked like a nightmare for that dude to bring those two train wrecks with him.
Oh, well, yeah, because the one was, I don't know, just about being in the front or just, that she got outed.
Yeah.
That of what they do, and the other one was drunk, and it's like, oh, now I gotta take care of you. But then there was another table, and you just see these, big-breasted Cuban, Latinas, and some guys that you're like, okay, I think they work in IT as well. And, yeah. Clearly, I'm like, yeah, you definitely got paid. It's not like you're a client at strip club and you're cool enough to go.
Yeah. Spend a whole time.
Let's go to come to a comedy club with me. It's like, nah, this. It's gotta be paid for. That's the evidence we have based off that night and how beautiful the girl was the next night at that place.
Yeah.
And some other stories we've heard.
Yeah, because the people down here have been explaining to us that it's quite commonplace.
Yeah.
Like that happens. And there's guys. I think we can do it too, Moses. When we're down here, we can just like hang around with old ladies and watch movies with them.
I think we have to find sexy older ladies that are lonely. Yeah. Husbands are working or away. Husbands are with their mistresses.
Or we found out yesterday we could go. I could just do the gay community. I could be a cock tease for the gay community.
Like, how much are we telling on this thing? Yeah.
I went to my first gay bar yesterday. I'm not going to be ashamed of it. I wanted to do things I hadn't done before, so we went to the gay bar, and I even went outside my comfort zone completely and put a $1 bill in the male go-go dancer's
the crack of his ass.
Hold
his tighty, It
was gross. You did
like,
too.
Right? Yeah, I spanked it. I put it underneath. Yeah. I went underneath and I gave him a little tap because our friend who was with us, she did the tap. Like she like really enjoyed the spank. So I did it.
Yeah, you had more comfort than me. I was very nervous the entire time I did it, and I walked away from there quick as I could. But I was getting picked up on by the end of the night with some dude.
Well, yeah, that was so we got there, yesterday, Monday. And, it was my birthday, so, we were like, we're in LA, like, it's your birthday. We were in Venice on a patio. That was beautiful. We were like, you were telling us, like, yo, soak this in. This is cool. And then we do it. And then the show happens that I get put on, and that, that's a good time. And then we had some friends there, and it's like, all right, we should do, and then some, like, mishaps, but, like, and we lost a friend. But we were like, let's do something.
Yeah,
and then our friend suggested that part of Santa Monica, and I turned down this street, and there's this bar, and it just looked like, all right, found the parking, went in there, and I had no idea, on Monday, dude, they do a drag show.
Oh, yeah.
So we do the dancers are already up there. Pete puts it in, right? Yeah, all right. We get some drinks that I guess were way too expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, way. Don't even be embarrassed to say how much. But and then the drag show happens, and we're like, is this too much for me? Because you just disappeared.
I was hungry.
He left his jacket and just disappeared, and I'm sitting there with Katie just watching the drag show, and the thing about drag is when you're a different performer, they get this energy.
Yeah.
That we don't get at comedy clubs. Like we have to pull out of people.
Yes.
And or sometimes the crowds are good and they're right there. Sometimes.
Yeah, very rarely.
Very rarely they're like ready to go and you don't have to work so hard. But
burlesque and drag and stuff.
That brings the energy. They bring the energy, and the energy's already there for them.
Yeah.
Cheering them on is. I thought you left like I can't support this. Just like this energy exchange that. Because they get it too easily.
They do. It's like improv guys. You're like, why are you gonna laugh for that? If I said that as part of my act, they boo me.
Yeah, and so. I saw you left, just like,
but I
can't watch this, and then you got some.
Yeah, we got some food, and then there's this married Spanish guy. Well, he wasn't married anymore, but he had been married at one point. He had a couple kids and realized he was gay, and then he was convinced that was my story too. And I kept telling him it wasn't. I was like, no, I like my wife. She's like, I like her, I'm not gay at all. And then he's like, I used to say that same stuff when I was.
Yeah, what are you doing here? Even at this gay bar, must be searching for something.
Yeah. It's right there. My argument's pretty weak because I am in a gay bar.
You took your jacket off. You got the,
I just heard that it was going to be.
Your looking good shirt on.
Yeah, I'm telling you, right?
Yeah.
My buddy's birthday. I'm not gonna.
That was so because you were gone and it felt like an hour, and then all of a sudden, where's Pete? Like I thought you left. I thought you were like walking your way.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
We were but
I just got in that conversation with that dude.
And then we all of a sudden, boom! I just look across the bar, and there's the gay guy just. In his pose, in his staunch style, leg out, hand like this, and Pete just telling a story, and Pete just going in telling a story of this guy.
He's a nice guy, but
and then whatever happened over there.
Yeah, he one time tried to touch my dick, and then I was like, I had to tell him no. That's the move, eh? You tell him like,
no.
No, and then they just stop doing it. Maybe they'll try again like 5 minutes later, but god damn it happens.
Men are men, eh?
Yeah.
Men are men. That they're always they hear the no, but they're gonna try it at least one more time. If the no's not like
he thinks I'm just trying not to sound like a whore.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like that was and then all of a sudden you had a quesadilla.
Yeah, that's why I went there. Not for the conversation, but for the food. I was so hungry.
That was Monday night, late LA. That's when parties start in LA. That's something to learn too. Like
they start late.
They start late. Yeah, night weekly. But you get there at 9. No, not good. You got to show up at 11.
Yeah,
and that's when the parties have started. That was so fun. That was a good end to the,
Yeah.
Good story for everybody.
Yeah, good stories. That's what I think is fun about it.
And then we tried to contact Joe, because Joe would have loved it in there.
Yeah.
Joe would have been...
He gave me a text today saying that he was sleeping, and I kind of knew he was sleeping.
Yeah.
But I wanted him to wake up and see a black guy's ass.
Yeah, with that 3-hour difference.
Yeah. That was probably really a bad time to hear that phone ring.
You're right. And we just hit now I know what's on the other side of the store on Sunset. Just traffic.
Yeah. We don't have to miss it anymore.
But it feels like a lot of the punk rock people, I'm seeing the tattooed arms and the same old hat.
LA's, it's not like, it's just so always constantly bummed up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's huge. Like you gotta it's like sprawling in the city. But I like it. I actually could see myself being quite happy down here.
Yeah.
It's nice. And the comedy, it's like the best and the worst. It's anytime you get more people. Do you find that same with New York? Like there's like a lot of great comics, but there's also a lot of crappy ones.
I think you're gonna have that anywhere, especially in any city that has so many comics, right? We have that in Hamilton, and that's tiny compared to.
So you got more comics just stands to the reason you have more good ones and more bad ones.
Yeah. But yeah, the options, like you said, the options for mics are endless, right? Like, what is it, Tuesday? 3 pages worth of, 3
pages of mics.
Worth of mics, like,
and there's still going to be people that don't get the spots and they go to them, with that many mics.
Yeah, exactly. So, New York's just like probably double that.
Yeah.
So, but for comedy, definitely. That's why it's it's good to check out, though. Yeah. Like, could you live here? And just even what section? Where would you live? Like,
that's
you want to live near the beach. It would be awesome to live near Venice. But then if you travel into, this side or North Hollywood or wherever for the shows, you're like, okay, maybe
Yeah, that's what. We were both thinking probably North Hollywood's where it would be convenient for the most spot. It's nice too. It's not as shitty. You think Hollywood is going to be fancy, but I live right in Hollywood right now, and it is the furthest thing from fancy.
Yeah.
It's really, really sketchy.
Yeah.
But good food.
There was that comment from Brooklyn. Hollywood, Hollywood's more Brooklyn than Brooklyn. Like, Brooklyn got gentrified and Hollywood's
Oh here's a good site for the tourists. There's the Whiskey A Go-Go. Is it? I don't know. I'm thinking the whiskey. That's where like the Van Halen stuff played back in the day. But I'm not. The Viper Room is where River Phoenix died, right?
Oh, okay.
The Viper Room.
Yeah, too much history around here.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about these cities.
Yeah, you were saying
Those stories you hear happen, they happen.
You were saying you got put on a show last night at the Improv, but I don't want you to undersell it really, because I think you not only were you put on, you were advertised on that show.
Yeah, I was on the website, got to put on the list. You know, it's not.
Yeah, you got a nice intro with your credits.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
he was very nice with that intro.
So that was me and John were both saying how proud we were of you. Just see you up there where all those legendary names have played before.
Yeah, it was cool to get that, on the birthday.
Yeah,
get a little message. It's good, ways to kind of let some people just know you're in the town.
Yeah,
and then if something comes up, so yeah, it was cool to get asked to do that 5. I got it filmed, and it was good to be on that show with and kind of you just you see how your jokes work here, and just standing on that stage and gotta tell yourself, all right, this is comedy, just like everybody. Yeah, it was good. It was good because even I go, okay, that joke, let me rewrite that and do that. But yeah, it was cool. It's cool to do the improv. And then we tried to check out the May room, and that security was the dick. Yeah, it's like, let me peek for 2 seconds. It's a big
You can't be in there. I'm like, Jesus Christ, let me put my head in.
Yeah. This line. The show was starting with that lineup of people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. To imagine that feeling. If the store, if I ever get on like that.
Yeah.
That those lineups on that, because I haven't been in the OR yet to watch, but I've been in that main room a bunch. And if I ever had to watch a show in the main room or do a show, I'd be like, oh man, this is cool.
I think
just packed 200 people.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's where
LA.
Yeah, like where Richard Pryor did a special. Where Louis C.K. did a special. Yeah.
Cool. Even the belly room would be cool.
I like the original room the best.
Yeah.
Because it's like seems the most like I don't know. It seems the most comedy comedy clubby.
Yes, for sure. It's black, dark. Yeah, it is cool. It is that OR, that original room, right?
Yeah.
Before they, that was what it was. That's the true legends, really got it on there. So, but it's always just packed,
Yeah, and it can be a really tough room.
Yeah.
Too. I've watched some really good comics eat shit there, and you're like, wow, man, that makes me feel good.
Yeah. You're like, oh, they're all doing it.
Yeah.
It's not like you get that good and it's easy breezy.
Yeah. You still gotta take your lumps. And I also think it's nice when you do something, and everywhere that I've done comedy, you do it, and it becomes exactly the same as soon as you start.
Right.
Like the what street you're on doesn't really matter. It's just a room full of people at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, your stuff could hit with them, that night.
Yeah, it might just be a bunch of people that get it.
Yeah. That's a good night. Yeah, it is. It's cool to be the history because I'm sure you read all the books. The store, and it's cool to see, like you said, the sign, Sam Kinison shot. It's cool to see even just the parking where it says Mitzi only.
Yeah.
And you can buy Mitzi the booth out for $200 for a show. It's cool to just walk that hallway you've heard of and just go, do you know how many names?
Yeah.
Coming from that small town and then just being there, and also breaking it as a fantasy.
Yeah.
And that's a real place. Those were real people.
Yeah.
And I could talk to them, and they're going through stuff just like any other person.
Yeah, 5 years ago when I came down here. Oh shit! 5 years ago when I came down here, I knew I wasn't ready to perform, but I wanted to see it. As I wanted to make it real, just to see that it can be a real possibility and stuff. And I'm glad I did, because you build it up in your head so much, and then you think it's something that you have to achieve some sort of special status to do.
Yeah, like you're a chosen one.
Yeah, but no, you just got to do what you did already. Keep doing it.
Get up there, and think of that first joke, get that laugh.
Yeah.
Get that, and keep doing it. Keep hitting them with them sex jokes.
Yes. Boom.
Everybody
Dirty
does
dicks.
it. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. We went in there, watched these, comics. Leslie Knope talking about dicks.
Oh, Leslie Jones.
Jones. Sorry.
Yeah.
Who's Leslie Knope?
She's the one from Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah.
The character name.
That's so funny.
Yeah, Leslie Jones. We saw her. We just walked into that. That's the main room, right?
Yeah.
And then, she's a powerhouse, man.
Yeah.
Just all cock jokes. But
It was good though.
she's awesome, man. She's just a beast. So, powerful on stage.
Yeah. It was. It's cool to see. I swear to God, you're an idiot. Get
I
close.
hold on to that thing, and I need this.
Getting a nice little stretch. That was the Sunset Business Construction.
Yeah, now we're on, looks like a sweet road.
Beverly Hills.
Oh, we're in Beverly Hills.
There we go.
Beverly Hills. That's where I want to be. This is what Beverly Hills looks like.
Up those hills, yeah. Nice houses.
First time ever in Beverly Hills. It's so close to this shitty sunset. It's so weird.
Yeah. It's just this, boom, that.
Oh, they got the Hillcrest Road here. That's just like we got one of them at home.
It's funny to see because the names of streets doesn't change. There's only a certain number. Every place got a king and a main and a first and Hillcrest and boom. And it's cool to see Bedford here and Bedford in like Halifax or just something in like they have a Lexington Ave which you're on here, and then you go Lexington, New York, Manhattan. You're like, okay. Big difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Really, it's like so many trees and just like these gates, and you can see these huge houses kind of over the top and stuff.
They're like a big box of like plantation homes. Or
Every they got fence and then tree fences. It's its own bit, and then,
yeah, you can't even barely see any houses. They're all blocked with trees.
pretty cool. I should have the Fresh Prince house, eh?
Yeah.
Is Bel Air? What is Bel Air?
I don't know. Bel Air's got to be around in the same area, right?
That's weird for that. Now that when you go to Beverly Hills, and then now you're like, that band? Why would they want to? Who was that band?
Weezer.
Yeah. Why would they want to go here?
I don't know.
To that video.
It'd be a lot less fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're like a rock band, like this would be the least fun place to be.
Yeah.
Quiet and boring. But Weezer's like, that guy Rivers, he ruined his whole band because he's trying to chase the perfect pop song. He wants to make a pop song that's a perfect pop song. And he's a rock act that his fans loved him for being a good rock act.
Right.
Why don't you just keep making the music they like?
Yeah.
The people that already like you. But he's like, no, I want to go for 21-year-old
Right.
like kids, and I want to make the music that they like. And it's like, why? Just make what you're good at making, right? Makes you you. So that's why Weezer ruined. Same with jokes, man. You don't want to tell people jokes.
Oh,
Hey.
Oh my God. Oh, it's a gated. Wow.
That was like the top of Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Version of the rich people.
That was so good. Yeah, that's right there, Bella. Wow. Fresh Prince. Dang. I didn't know you were in there like a gated. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was fancy.
That was very. Oh my God. I don't even want to turn this car into this.
That whole show means so much more to you now, right? You're like, oh shit, Uncle Phil was doing stuff.
Yeah. No wonder he made Judge, man. Yeah. Or Judge, man. Gator.
like, how did Jazzy Jeff get there all the time?
Yeah, Jazzy Jeff would not be welcome in
jumped those gates and just was walking through.
Did Jazzy Jeff come down from Philadelphia too, like to live down in LA, or did he just visit?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out how they wrote that into the show.
Yeah.
I feel like he might have been in LA redneck. Will maybe.
Oh yeah. They just didn't say that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my buddy Will went to LA. I'm gonna move up there with something.
Carlton Banks.
Yeah.
His dance is still like.
Oh yeah, and even that song, like Tom Jones.
Yeah.
Played at the dances because everybody like does it a little differently too.
Yeah. That was when I was a kid. The Carlton Banks dance was how you would. That's how you knew you could dance. You could do that.
Yeah.
That was just the 80s, man. If you could do the Bruce Springsteen dance in the dark, the Courtney Cox kind of dance, you're gonna, because that's all Courtney Cox was doing in that Dance in the Dark video.
Right.
Was doing the Carlton.
Yeah.
But Carlton did it with more pizzazz. Like he really did.
Because he got lost in it, which was the best.
Yeah.
We'll have to stop dancing and look at him, and everybody will have to laugh.
It was funny. That bit never really grew old. The Carlton dance.
UCLA.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, yeah. 18-year-old students.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dance that does look good, but you actually have to do it.
Yeah. The Portuguese guys could all dance in my class because they got to go to festivals.
Oh, yeah.
They were kids, and they learned to dance. But, like, for us Dutch kids, man, we didn't dance. We just had to sit there like idiots.
Trying to tap the toes. Yeah. Well, when you try to dance, because it's so stiff.
Yeah, I would try to get my friends to teach me how to do it. Like, how do you do it so loose? You know, because I just look like a robot.
That touch you're gonna break right now.
I'm a better dancer now as an old man.
Yeah.
Because I've
carefree.
Because I don't give a shit. Yeah, it's over.
That goes right. They get nobody. Whatever. Yeah, I'm not trying to impress nobody here. Yeah, it's like I already impress people other ways. I don't need, here.
Also, too, if you show people that you're a bad dancer, they're gonna think you're bad in bed.
Right. Yeah.
And I just can't tolerate that. I gotta put in some good moves so people don't think I suck in bed.
Right. I think, but even the people if you go to a club, I don't know. When's the scenarios people get dragged up to a club? Like, I just broke up with my girl from boyfriend. Oh, yeah, friends. But really, you're actually there. Like, you don't go there to not get it. And you know what a club is. Dancing and alcohol and guys and girls, trying to, get attention and hook up. So when you're out there dancing, people watching this, they want to be out there. They're just too shy. People are watching the dancing for sure. Yeah, they want to be out there.
And when you don't care that people are if you don't have any, you're not looking to pick up somebody or anything like that. And you're just looking to get booze and have a good time.
Yeah.
You go on the dance floor and just fuck around and have a great time, and then everyone would want to hang around with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And then if you want to go out there to pick someone up, and you're thinking about that all the time, and you're self-conscious, and then you can't dance, you're in your own head.
Right.
No one want to be anywhere near you. It's weird, eh? It's the more you try, the more you try to attract people, sometimes the more you push them away.
Yeah, absolutely.
People think too much.
Yeah, it is. If you are having fun and it just looks like you're fun, people are attracted to that.
Definitely. That's most of life.
Yeah.
And that's why we should entertain these old ladies.
Yeah, you just gotta. It's like it's almost like there's no like website to go, right? It's one will see you one day and stop you and go, hey, how are you? Oh yeah, what are you doing? And then because it's all once you're in this rotation of old ladies. Oh yeah, I think you get passed around, dated, or like
they just you get in the network of old ladies.
Yes, and like one just wants you to themselves and says, hey, don't go with Gladys, you're mine or something. Yeah, but I think you get drafted. There's nowhere to go. Like I want to sign up. You either get chosen or you don't.
Oh.
And
so that's the roster. That's got to make
because they almost gotta. They're gonna make you do something because you gotta be discreet, right?
Yeah.
So the whole point is like,
I'll have to come in like tools.
Are you like? So they probably don't like comms because like, how are you not gonna talk about that?
Oh yeah.
Like sugar mama that I had to,
Oh yeah, be my act for sure.
Yeah. So and then you're breaking that whole. It's something that's like known but don't talk about. Yeah, we know. So like everybody knows that these young boys are women getting passed around these celebs. Everybody knew that there was girls and the Tiger Woods was,
Yeah.
And but guess what? Because that girl was also a different golfer's mistress at one point. And
I guess so.
So then you get.
I thought there would be a roster though. There would be like some sort of like
you sign yourself up.
Oh, you sign.
Maybe an agent. Maybe you have to go to like a modeling agency. Yeah. And that's where. And now I'm just imagining like the show you go to a mall and it's this old lady.
Yeah.
And she's just you got it, kid. Let me go around in your underwear.
Yeah, let me see your butt.
That's what you're back and turn around. All right, you know what? And then you get no gigs, no modeling. It's like, I need work, manager. And they're like, well, I got some arm candy work for you. And then you're like, nah, I want to be on the cover of GQ. They're like, no, we don't got GQ, but we do have, this lady. Yeah, we're doing a brunch. She just wanted to be up. And you just go there and hang out for an hour.
I think it'd be fun. And you get to like shine the old lady. Like you get all day long. You're telling like Agnes that she's got great tits and stuff. And then she feels good about herself.
Yeah, I feel like you want to be the good one. Like I feel like there's one that are just in their house, in their underwear, almost with like a chain around their neck, and just like snapped and like go away, snap, bring back the fruit tray, snap,
Yeah.
Snap to do this. So how do you not be the submissive? How do you be the one that like kind of goes there, for that afternoon, gets paid, pay your rent, maybe gets to drive the car.
Yeah.
You go like, I would imagine I'm hanging out with you before. I'm like, I got a gig ticket. She goes, take the Benz.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, I would want to be the vacation. Like I'll carry your bags, but as long as we're going to like Italy. Yeah. And then like on a giant yacht. And then I get to be on a yacht, and then use this ski-doos and just, I'll part myself up. And put myself in there.
Otherwise, I want to be the dom. I want to boss around that old lady. I don't know if old ladies are going to like that.
Not old rich ones.
Yeah, they're going to want to be like,
my husband also feels he runs this. He wouldn't have had that deal unless I stuck in the business partner.
Oh, hey, this old lady's got some skeleton.
Yeah,
I like it. Well, that is kind of like how it is around here. Everyone does have a bit of a sordid story. No one's from here, it seems. Everybody's come from somewhere else.
At Christmas, this is like tourist or what is it, like 30? Like it's a crazy amount of people that every month move here.
Really? I think every month,
like from all right?
Yeah.
Like or maybe it's like every June because high school just graduated, right?
Yeah.
And now you got these high school guys. I'm gonna go be a star. So every June, 60,000 I was in new faces.
That's it. You're 33. Yeah, your 33rd birthday.
Yes.
So like I think that it's like way more responsible to try to come down here when you're like a little bit older, seasoned, because if you were to hit it down here in your early 20s, you'd probably end up being like a piece of garbage as a human, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, I think definitely after like a while. I think
It comes too easy, and then you start to like be jaded because you know what I mean. But if you had to like struggle a bit at least.
Yeah, you're more. I think like whatever if there's success, I'm way more to deal with it and handle those new stresses and the pressure and the people, the different energies that people come. I can read energy and go, and just like the ability to say no. I think I have right now. Where when you're young, you're like I'm saying yes to everything, and you're in a bad spot. But you said yes. So
it is great just being able to like set your conditions, like to say like, listen, I'll do it, but I want this. It's not worth it. It's kind of nice.
And go, you know what? Nah, I'm not even like just to stay true to like, all right, what I want to do is just do these things and create and then bring it to shows and do the jokes. And then like work on projects and work with people. But I think you get in a lot of people, I'm sure. Talk to people how they got in the adult industry. Well, I wanted to be an actress. What did that stripper say?
She's stripping to pay for her acting career.
So like in the meantime, what does she get? That's what she's up to.
Because you gotta like lose money on the things you love and then make money on things you hate. But I don't think you do.
No.
Work hard on the things you like. It'll work out for you. It takes longer usually when you're doing it like in that the organic way of building your people up. It sometimes does take longer, but when you get there, it's like
it's worth
the best.
And then just because you have one thing people love to do, I love social media, is say they were there first. But also even before social media, like people would love to say, I was listening to this rapper before that. I was listening to this band before that. Oh, you got them on their first album? I was listening to their EPs. I knew them way before. When they went from this venue, I'm like, oh, I saw them at play that this in Hollywood before they were playing. That in Toronto or something. So it's the team we're building. Like so many messages. I'm sure every comic gets from their friends going, don't forget me. Or I'm excited to tell people, that's something you sent my DM, that's what it is. So,
it's funny, like even the people listening to my show, since I've been down here in LA, a lot of people send me messages just saying like, way to go, and they're rooting for me, and like stuff like that. And it's kind of nice, like people are taking pleasure in me just giving it a shot,
I don't know if it was like a joke or it might have been like in a TV show, but like you like these rock stars, there are people that have been around forever. You don't get those messages like from a 25-year-old, like you fucked my mom 25 years ago. Well, how old are you? Don't worry, I'm only 18. Okay. But I think people love to go, I know that. I do that every time I like see a comic I know on TV, a commercial. I'm like, I know that. Cool. I know that comic. So people want to be able to do that. People want to go, I was here first.
I like that
I was
too.
Watching from the first video.
I always remember the comics I see, and then you see them later on show up in some project, and you're like, oh man, I remember that guy from I saw him in Denver, or I saw him wherever.
And then you get to tell people what they're like. Because for whatever reason, I don't know, stars or people on TV feel like on a table, Like even I've been in LA, but I haven't seen, too many people or approach. Like, I've been to the store and you see that, and Dane Shook was nice enough to take a photo, but I saw somebody else taking a photo. So also I just tried to be nice, but I haven't really seen those people. So then you get to create who they are.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
many people are like, Bradley Cooper, a dick. And then so like, no, he's like, and then people go, no, my aunt's, my aunt's, my aunt's one time said he was really nice. That person met him on a good day. That person, and then and the way they probably approached was probably different too.
Oh yeah.
He probably like.
The truth is, all people are all things. Like those celebrities are probably real dicks and real nice people
At the same time. And it depends, like, what are you interrupting something? Like, are they there? You're like, or
that's the thing when you're
if they are there at dinner and you're walking up at dinner and going, hey, can I get a photo?
Yeah, and then you're like,
yes, like let them eat their dinner. And maybe on the way out you gotta like, but what are you interrupting?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm sure Bradley Cooper could have been a dick at one time, but I'm sure he could be super nice.
I'm sure.
But
that's the thing. As soon as you're on a public, you're a public figure. Everybody wants to judge you. They want to either say like make those definitive calls that you're good or bad.
And you just now, what would they say? Like, oh, I met Pete. He was. Yeah, hopefully they say.
If they met me renting my car, they would say I was the biggest asshole.
Yeah, I saw that guy. Yeah. And,
I saw that guy. He's a psycho, man. He's out of his mind.
I hope I have enough interaction because I always imagine meeting people. And like just and you hear they're nice, and like it's good when you're proven like you hear right and they're nice. So I hope I want people to get me, and then if they ever go, I met. They go, he was a
nice guy.
He was very nice.
I'm the same way. I've tried to be that way with everybody, like not to be a dick to anyone, because you never know, man. Like everybody, like you could end up needing that guy to show you kindness someday, And so it's good to do it when you can.
It's funny. Joan Rivers in Louis' show, where he goes, he's like, I'm playing I'm not playing the casino, I'm playing the side, people, hey, lost some money, oh, sorry, here's a free ticket, and he goes, I quit. And she goes, why would you quit? Or whatever that scene is, but he goes, let me go talk to the manager, and she goes, what's his name? He's like, you gotta know the name. You're gonna need it on the way up, and you're gonna need it on the way down.
Exactly.
So you better remember their name and go be nice. And I was like, okay, noted, boom, in my mind. Try to get names. And it's nice, like I like remembering people. And it's nice when they remember. Like that was, I think, the coolest part for me about doing that Monday show is the host, the guy who booked it, remembered me from like years ago. Remembered my name, remembered where we met. And I was like, that's cool. That's the best. That's real. Because I've met some other LA people out here, and they forget. Like like we said, they're like, they look at me like, you can't do nothing for me. You don't hire my social status or I think so. Why would I? But I remember everybody. I try to. Sometimes I have been like this sucks because usually I do remember. Why did I forget you?
Well, I think that's the good way to wrap this up, Moses, because those stuff that you're doing with trying to go out there and get people to remember your name and remember your order, and the people who are that you are making that impact with by taking an interest in them. I mean, that's oh shit, I thought I had all wrapped up in a bow, but like that's kind of what it's all about, And then when you find comics that are doing those same things for you, those are probably the guys that are good people know for the rest of your career. So anyways, to everyone who's watching the show, next one will be coming to you back from the pool shed in Pine Grove. I'd like to thank Michael Moses for coming in. You can follow him at is it the Michael Moses?
Yeah, it's Michael Moses.
Oh, it's Michael Moses.
Yeah, on Instagram.
It's Michael Moses on Instagram. Follow him, check him out, go see him make a difference in the world. And if you're lucky enough to see him to do stand-up, I would totally recommend it. He's a great act to watch. And for everyone who's listened to the end, thank you very much. Tell a friend, share, like, and subscribe. Do all those things. Support our sponsors, Clean Flow. Support our show by becoming a Patreon member at patreon.com/Dutch Hall, and give us a piece of feedback at thedutchhall@gmail.com. And until next week, we will see you NT. See you next Thursday. Bye-bye.